pictures. That was pretty good. Cavities, absolutely. You know, it's all about acids. You want your saliva to be base chemistry, and you want your lymph to be moving in your jaw because your lymph system infiltrates all your gums and your teeth. Remember, teeth are just cells, gums are just cells, and it's typical to have these lymph nodes swollen. It's typical to have these swollen because it's typical to have kidneys not filtering the lymph system and the adrenals on top not allowing that to happen. So that is... that's important too. So again, someone asked me about a tea I think I mentioned the Heal All Tea. Heal All Tea. I remember we looked up on some lady's website. Someone brought it to our attention, and she took all my information on our Heal All Tea, calls her tea the Heal All Tea, same tea, and she said she got this inspiration from God. So I left a little note and told her thanks. I hope she enjoyed our tea. But she's selling that tea for $135. That makes me sick. This is the kind of thing we don't eat. I don't care if you guys make my formulas, but don't rip people off. Yeah, that was sad. But that's a good tea to wash around your mouth and to clean your gums and stuff, especially with mouth abscesses or cancers or things like this. That's a good cancer tea in the sense that it's not a tea for cancer. Cancer doesn't exist. This is a tea for cells that have been damaged by acids. It's got a lot of anti-inflammatory, a lot of antacids, a lot of healers in there, things like that. It's a good tea for douching, too, for women. I mean, atypical cells. I mean, a lot of women have a lot of vaginal wall issues, and excellent for douching. That's why I made the tea in the first place, and it's good for colorectal cancers. So it's a tea. That's why I call it Heal All Tea. You know, it's probably a traveling snake oil salesman or something, but I probably had herbs in the last lifetime. People didn't understand how powerful they were. Because for some reason I just know what herbs go together. This question was about vitiligo or about skin spots. You know, if you're starting to see real skin pigmentation changes, it's your pituitary. I'd really detoxify myself, get up, maybe get a little pituitary glandular going there, or take an endocrine gland formula, really get the lymph moving in my head, use upper circ you could, and then at the same time moving your kidneys, adrenals, and lymph, and get on the colon there, work on your colon, always work on your colon. And then keep working on that. And I take Parasite M for fungus just in case these are fungal spots, and really just get the fungus out of the body too, but address that pituitary there, and that should help your skin spots there. I don't know why we have artichokes and asparagus on the acid side and the alkaline side. Let's just say they're in the middle. Oh yeah, Pocahontas, I am drinking your herbs. You're a sweetheart. Listen, a little strong, is it? You know, I had a biker friend, and I mean, this guy just chugged them right down. I'm going, my God, you know, the stronger the better. You know, when you take that lid off and you can feel that smoke, that's a good formula. I really think that. I did get into the Kangen water here about don't go up past 8.5. I really wouldn't do that. Someone asked me about moving the lymph, and that's really all I've been addressing actually, is really moving the lymph. Moving the lymph is understanding the connection that the kidneys have to it, and that is the doorway out. That's how you filter these acids, is through your skin or your two main kidneys, and your two main kidneys need to take the draw of it, and your adrenal glands control that. Just like the colon, you're seeing universally colon, kidney, and adrenal weaknesses throughout mankind. Except for a few islanders, like I've said, it's a pretty universal problem, and therefore we're seeing universal lymphatic problems, and it's really hurting a lot of people. So the best lymph movers on the planet is your astringents. That's your lemons, your grapes, your grapefruits, your oranges, your apples. The subacid and acid fruits are probably the best lymphatic movers there are. But, you know, getting the body more into a base chemistry is a cationic process, which then actually creates more of a rehydration process on that lymph. At the same time, really work on the kidneys. The lymph formulas I find invaluable at helping us to move these tumors out of people and cleaning their lymph systems up. I just find these herbs invaluable. I can't say enough about them. This sweetheart, she's always asked me, and I really would like to know how to pronounce your name correctly, but you've asked me to speak about radii solaris and leaky gut. And I did on a video back or so about these radii solaris. They're dark lines that emanate either from the bowel ring immediately around the pupil, or it actually goes all the way to the pupil. This means these areas of weakness originated in the embryo, which means they're genetic lesions or weaknesses, and that's just what they are. The leaky gut syndrome, I don't know what to say about that. There's a lot of different takes on the leaky gut syndrome. It's true that the GI tract is the embryonic trunk there. It's also true that a lot of the tissues of the body came out of that embryonic trunk. So there's a symbiotic relationship between the GI tract and obviously the organs and glands. There's no question about that. I think that's more neurological symbiotic relationship. Also, though, there's no question that the brain and the transverse bowels connected. That's where you see the bulk of radii solaris is originating out of the transverse gut, stomach, and then up to the head area. I don't think you have what you say a direct feed of waste to these areas. No, but you definitely have a weakness that relates to that tissue. Remember, the brain tissue is neurologically connected everywhere, and that information highway is the connecting link of all cells. So it's almost when cells are being broken down in the gut, they have the related cells can break down. You can spasm in the gut and feel it in other parts of the body where that particular area of the gut is having problems. You can have chest pains from, say, mid-descending bowel where the heart actually originated off of the gut wall. You actually can have that relationship there where you're having inflammation in the mid-descending bowel and feel it in the heart. This is true with the kidneys and the knees and everything else. Knees are related to your kidneys and everything else. They used to say the knees are related to your gallbladder, but really they're related to the kidneys. So you can see a relationship to the body. It's built as one intertwined organism. So I don't know what to say about leaky gut. I would really get into the GI tract, and you got to heal up the bowels to heal everything else up anyway. The same thing goes with the kidneys and adrenals, though. So this is why you see me always going into the GI tract, always going into the kidneys, always going into the endocrine glands, and then into the lymph itself. That I call the Fab Four. You cannot go wrong addressing those four areas as a main focus. Whether your affordability is there to go on, okay, you can expand from there. If not, keep that as your focus. You always got to clean up the bowels. There's nobody with healthy bowels. And of course, the kidneys, there's very few people, I would say, even have fairly good kidneys. And then the adrenals are a mess. So this is really a big issue here. And I'm out of time. So anyway, there's so much I want to get to, and so I hope that answers your question. Sometime I'll get a big picture of an iris here, and I'll show you radii solaris. But they're like dark, and they're different levels of dark, but they're like dark lines radiating from the pupil or just outside of the pupil, which is the bowel ring, up into the brain predominantly. But they can radiate out through the body. I think I addressed pineal stenosis and all that. I did that. Hey, I'm getting good here. Someone asked me about the negative effect on bone health, but does low protein also? In other words, excess protein have a negative effect, obviously. Excess phosphorus is going to leach your calcium out. So that's why you'll find the balance in fruits and vegetables. You'll find that 80-20. You'll find the phosphorus, little brother phosphorus, but you'll find the high calcium and magnesium with it. So that's why I say intellectually we've got to push that to the side and really go to the fruits and vegetables, and then we don't have to think about it. Low protein, no. No, you're going to always have that low phosphorus, and that's the key is low phosphorus. We're a society that thinks high phosphorus, high nitrogen, and that's medical thinking. That's what the problem is. That's why we see so much of the breakdown of tissues from this thinking about that. So, and coconuts, and the trouble is eating nuts moderately. Now when you're detoxifying, we're not going to do nuts. Maybe coconut is the only nut. I love the pine nuts, the pignolia nuts. I could eat those by the handful, but then I start putting on weight when I eat nuts. Real concentrated foods. So anyway, I've got more to talk to you about. I'll do that tomorrow morning, or if someone doesn't show this afternoon, then I'll get to finish it up this afternoon. So thank you so much. I appreciate you enduring our website here, or our YouTube site, and I appreciate YouTube for letting this site exist, because we're really, I think it's vital that that we change the way man is doing business when it comes to his health care, because we're losing as a race, and we need to gain. And all you beautiful souls out there in the raw foods, you're turning this around. So I have to say, you're God's workers here, and not cliche God's workers. You're really the light givers. And that's what, even you, Waterful Love, be the light giver, be the love giver of life. Everybody, and same with you, Cartoons, Loves Cartoons, you're a light giver. You're all light givers, and I love you all. So thank you again for working with us and working with the YouTube videos and things and watching them. Thank you, and have a great rest of the day. All right, thank you. Bye-bye now. Thank you.